The ordinary response to atrocities is to banish them from consciousness. Certain violations of the social compact are too terrible to utter aloud. This is the meaning of the word unspeakable. So, here's my unspeakable truth. Not that I haven't told it again and again and again, and been ridiculed, punched in the head. My brother letting himself into my door on the night of my father's funeral and emptying out my haversack that had the 2 letters that he and Sister Trish wrote to me when they thought I was totally trapped. He stole back those letters on the night of my father's funeral, which I didn't attend because Catholic healthcare oh my God, they wrote to me on the day of my father's funeral, Maria Hammond, saying that they had, reports of me daring to come in and see my father and have some closure with him. How dare I? And now, from that day on, from the day of my father's funeral, if I went, tried to get in there to see my mother, they would call the police on me. At the same time, my sister Trish, who my mother disinherited, she said to me about Trish, some children want their parents dead. She said that back in 2013. I couldn't believe it. I begged her not to disinherit Trish. I was like, don't. It was just like cutting a limb off a tree, but Mother knew. Mother knows best. That limb was rotten to the core. My sister is gone. So far gone, there is no coming back. And all of that and more leaves me sort of speechless. How can I write when I know that the public trustee has so neglected my mother, and her wishes, that my mother's ashes were given to my brother, my adopted brother, by the funeral home because nobody came to pick them up from Rookwood, and none of her wishes of being interned were, none of her wishes were realised. None of them. And now it's like the torture continues. Like the public trustee can hold on to everything and not answer any emails, from my lawyer for it's getting on to years on end, isn't it? They didn't even pay her death tax. The public guardian wouldn't have even known that my mother was dead if I didn't ring them and ask if I could pick up my mother's possessions from the nursing home, which they denied me, and they gave that privilege to my adopted brother who destroyed my parents' marriage, ripped off all their money, and now is sitting in his little flat with my mother's ashes. What is he doing with them? Snorting them? Cuddling them at night? That's why the page is empty. It's all unspeakable.